Hello, everybody. My name's Rick McCutcheon, and I'm a Microsoft Dynamics MVP, and I'm here today on this Partner Talks with Molly Fuchel from Dynamics User Group, and we all know them as Doug. So, Molly, how are you? And tell us what's going on with Doug.
Yes, hello. Happy New Year, everyone in the Partner Talks audience. Happy New Year, Rick.
Thank
Lots
you.
is happening at Doug. I feel like we should do a little recap of 23 and get right into 24. How's that?
Well, I think so because exciting things happened in community last year. We want to, let the listeners know, what's trending at Doug.
Absolutely. So last year, one of our biggest things that's finally getting to come out of COVID is meeting back together in the local user group capacity. So it is literally in our name, Dynamics User Group, and we affectionately call them Doug Meetups. So I encourage everyone to check them out on dynamicsusergroup.com. We have seen tremendous growth there, and I think it is because people feel comfortable being back together in person. So I believe we have over 40 local meetups around the world, many of them, of course, in the United States, but Canada, all the way to Ghana. It's great. It's great to see the growth, and I think that's going to continue. We also had the regional user group events. So those regional Doug meetups really took off last year. We're anticipating 6 to 8 of them in 2024. So those are your full day or full day plus, maybe even a day and a half worth of learning, free to you. You just have to find the time to get there and put it on your calendar early. So we're excited to be expanding that around the US, maybe even in Canada, just for you, Rick.
Just hoping.
Yeah. And then, of course, we had our third, I'm a little ahead of myself, our third DynamicsCon live event last year. Tremendous growth there, 650 people. We're gearing up right now in 2024 for our biggest and best yet DynamicsCon Live 2024 happening in Denver. And then lastly, last year we kicked off great partnerships with fellow community members like Rick and others, and just really helping us strengthen our Doug webinar program. That's really taking off now from I'd say the second half of 23 into 24. So very excited to see that program really taking off, and so many users interested in the educational content that we have if you can't leave your desk.
And I think this is fantastic, Molly, because COVID kind of wiped out the meetups and user communities, and we're starting to really see it come back together. And I'm starting to see like members that I haven't seen in 3 or 4 years are starting to drift back into our community meetings and things. So it's really nice. And I know, last year we were in Scottsdale, and to get back into people you haven't seen in 2 and 3 years that were heavily involved with the community. And you're starting to talk a little bit about the numbers of the people you're going to see in Denver, and I think we're going to get a lot more of, for me, the community leaders that I sort of interacted with over the last decade, really showing up and starting to get their chapters going again.
Yes, getting their, or as we call them, their Doug meetup groups back together. It's really fun to see these folks that we've all known in the community space for years come together at our in-person conference or our virtual conference, which I'll also touch on in a little bit. But yeah, just when you see somebody you haven't seen in 4 or 5 years and you say, gosh, you used to be part of my local user group and now you're at DynamicsCon Live. Let's spin that thing up again. Like, it just happens so organically, and it's really fun to see that people are coming together. It's a big reunion, really. Like, it's a big reunion.
And the energy was fantastic in Scottsdale. So if we double up on that energy and double up on the people, I think it's going to be a tremendous event. So let's talk about the event and sort of what products are we going to be featuring at Dynamics Con Denver.
Yes, and you asked about numbers. I apologize. Let's get into those just a little bit more. So right now, what our projections are showing is we are going from 650 people in Scottsdale for DynamicsCon Live 2023 to a projected 2,000 community members in Denver in May of 24 this year. So that is super exciting. And we are really trying to, well, not really trying, we are listening to what the community wants. And we've had a fantastic group of programming committee members that have helped select some really great content. So we have our traditional content, which is your D365, Dynamics GP, and Power, but you're also going to see AI, automation, and Copilot. So you're going to see a lot more of those things that are becoming very popular in our space. We're excited to have you see some of those sessions on the agenda that's coming out at the end of January.
Besides the educational sessions, there's going to be exhibitors. So a lot of the partners and ISVs will be attending your show.
Yes, we have already 70 plus sponsors committed, which is very exciting for DynamicsCon Live. We're actually going to, I think, sell out of all of those exhibit spaces, in particular speaking opportunities for our sponsors, and huge shout out to all of our sponsors because they help make this whole event possible. So thank you.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the location and the date.
Yes, so if it's not behind me, actually, now that I look at my screen, it just says May. It is May 13th through the 16th, again in Denver, Colorado, in the United States. We do have already 9 countries represented of people coming from outside of the US, so we're excited about that. Lots of first-time attendees, user and partner community members, and of course, Microsoft as well. So Denver, we'll just tell everybody and be honest, it could be really sunny and beautiful. It could be snowing. It'll be a surprise for all of us, but we're making sure to tell people to check the weather as you're packing before you join us in Denver.
And after DynamicsCon Live, we're going to do a virtual event in the fall. Can we talk about that?
Yes, absolutely. So our virtual event in 2023 was our March virtual event. It was very successful. We also had a Microsoft Customer Success Day added to the end of it, which was great. Rick, you were a great help with that as well. So thanks again. And we're expecting to see, I would say, probably a similar result for attendees. We're looking at that 3,000 to 5,000, so maybe 4,000 attendees in total for DynamicsCon Virtual. That's still our way to make sure that we're engaging with our global community members wherever you are, so you can still be part of this community conference just virtually. So that's going to be coming up in November of 2024. So stay tuned for things such as when we do call for sessions, call for sponsors, I believe is already going on. So we'll make sure to communicate DynamicsCon virtual updates as they come a little further on in the year.
So Molly, it looks like an exciting year for Doug and your team. I think, your conference is going to double up, maybe triple up. And we're probably going to see the same thing happen to the meetups and the members in the meetup communities. So, I can't wait to talk to you in 2025 to see how it all went, but I'm sure it's going to be an outstanding couple events and growth for your community.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Rick, and excited to see the community soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, we'll see you in Denver. Bye for now.